Probably the most famous doctor in the world right now is Dr. Anthony Fauci. He really came into prominence over the last 2 years because of the pandemic, the COVID-19, and now we're several variants, which he's been in the news constantly since January of 2020, and even more so now, probably because there's more variants that he has talked about. Something not everybody may know, at least not yet, is that Dr. Fauci is actually of Sicilian background. He is probably one of the most famous Sicilians in the world right now. So a little bit about Dr. Fauci. He got his medical degree at Cornell. Yes, Cornell.
I went to Cornell. You ever heard of it?
Well, and he's most known for the work that he did with the NIH, which is the National Institute of Health, during the Reagan administration with the AIDS and the HIV epidemic. But what really brought Dr. Fauci into worldwide prominence is the last 2 years is his work with the pandemic and getting us through this global pandemic. So whoever somebody may feel or about Dr. Fauci, that's not the purpose of this video. But no matter where you are, whether you like or dislike him, there's something that cannot be disputed, that he is one of the most famous doctors in the world, and just happens to also be a Paisani. He is, of course, Sicilian. So I want to get a little bit into that. He actually is not, he's like me, he's only half Sicilian, whereas his father's family, as we'll see in a moment, his father's family is actually from Agrigento, which is on the southern part, the southwestern part of the island of Sicily, which is about 55, 60 miles from Garini, Sicilia, where my family's from, in the Palermo province. But his mother is not actually Sicilian. His mother is Italian. She's actually Napolitan, and so the family being from Naples. So there's actually quite a bit of information about Dr. Fauci's family, and because of where it is in Agrigento, it's not in Palermo. Palermo tends to have the church records. They tend to be really extensive. Like I've mentioned, my family's work, I've been able to get back into the 1500s because the church records are all online. They've all been digitized, and they're all online. This is not the case, unfortunately, with with Agrigento. Agrigento is a different province, and they have some of the civil records. So when we get into it, I'll be able to show you. I do have some publicly available documents here. So right away, what I'm able to see on Findagrave, which findagrave.com is a fantastic resource. But at findagrave.com, there's a lot of information here. I was really surprised. So this is... Dr. Anthony Fauci was actually, they followed the naming pattern. So he was named for his grandfather, his nonno, who actually is Antonino Fauci, and he was born in 1874 in Agrigento, passed away in 1960. Because New York is not too good with the records, I'm not able to get the marriage record there. But what I was able to do, I was able to get one historical document that was not necessarily available on Family Search or on Family or on Ancestry. So Antonino Fauci, so we got Antonino Fauci, and his wife is Caligera or Lily Guardino, and they both from Agrigento. And what I was able to get was the 1874 Agrigento birth record. So here we have the 1874 Agrigento birth record. Antonino Fauci, that has that has Dr. Fauci's great grandparents in there. But we can see that there's a lot of work that people have done on this. This is again this is FamilySearch.org. They've got it going back pretty good. Pietro Fauci and Augusta Abruzzo, Pietro Guardino and Caligera Cuderi. I actually have a second great grandmother who is a Cuderi, but I haven't seen where there's probably no relation at all. We can see that this goes back. It goes back into the 1700s, which is pretty cool. So some of the other documents that I was able to get, in addition to this 1874 Agrigento civil birth record, was so this was something I was able to get. This is actually again Dr. Fauci's paternal grandfather, his namesake, Antonino Fauci. See, when you go back enough and the records don't have nearly as much information. I have just 15 years after this, in like 1920, the naturalization documents had a whole lot more information. This one, Yeah, it's pretty sparse, but it is in New York, and it was 1903. So his family came over in 1902. He was naturalized. The naturalization document, the actual document with a lot of the information, I did not see available. But I was able to get his World War I draft record, and it gave the address. I'm not going to go too recent because Dr. Fauci obviously is still alive. His grandfather's been dead for 60 years. This is actually where Dr. Fauci's grandparents lived in Brooklyn, which is pretty cool. It looks like one of the nicer places there, but looks like they did okay for themselves. So what was really cool to go back here on Find a Grave is that they actually have pictures of his great-grandparents. Actually, Pietro Guardino, which you can see the picture here with the family, that is really cool. And so there's actually some information here that give it, some more information on his family. And we have a picture of, again, this is all publicly available. This is all publicly information. So I don't want to violate anyone's privacy, but it is on Find a Grave, so it is publicly available. But this is his father, the pharmacist. Then there isn't a picture of Antonino Fauci, but there is a picture of his grandmother, Caligara, or Lily. She's actually the one that's listed right here, Lily Fauci, on the World War I draft record, which is pretty cool. So you can see that Find a Grave is a really, really good source. So that's the fourth in a series of famous Sicilians. I'll have a playlist for this. If you have not seen any of the previous videos, I did the video last with Martin Scorsese, then there was Sonny Bono, and of course I started the series with Frank Zappa. I got a lot more to get to, so hopefully the next one is going to be another famous doctor from the Bronx, someone who was very instrumental in my life as far as his work, and there was a movie made about it. So if you like the video, give it a like, comment, share the video. And if you're not subbed, get subbed, because the next video, again, will be about another, not quite as famous as Dr. Anthony Fauci, but still very famous. And there was a movie about him, and just a poor kid from the Bronx who became a world-renowned psychologist. And so that will be the next in the series of famous Sicilians. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark. This is Epic Genealogy. And till next time, salud.